Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Samira Shikdar, Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, ID number 1510049. Today I am making this video for my lab final on neural network and fuzzy system sessional. I have chosen multilayer perceptron, and now I am going to discuss about multilayer perceptron, and I'm going to analyze a code on that topic too. Now I'm going to discuss about multilayer perceptron, what multilayer perceptron is and how the algorithm works. A multilayer perceptron is a class of feed-forward artificial neural network, and multilayer perceptron consists of at least 3 layers of nodes: an input layer, a hidden layer, and an output layer. The input layer and hidden layer is constant, but we can change the size and number of hidden layer according to our requirement. Except for the input nodes, each node is a neuron that uses a nonlinear activation function. MLP utilizes a supervised learning technique called backpropagation for training. That means when our predicted value doesn't match with actual value, it changes the weight from the hidden layers and tries to learn better from the input data. And the most important thing is it is fully connected. I have provided an image here. Here we can see that the input layer, output layer, and the hidden layer, and how it is connected in multilayer perceptron. So the multilayer perceptron algorithm mainly propagates the input data through input layer, and it passes through the hidden layer, and then it passes to the output layer only when the activation function when the activation function required for the output layer passes by the hidden layer. Then finally the output is generated at the output layer by applying activation functions. So what have I said before? The predicted output will be compared with actual output, and hence error will be calculated. And if error is greater than 0, backpropagation methodology is applied to modify weight starting from the output layer moving toward the input layer. So it changes the weight by backpropagation. It means it starts from output layer and it backpropagates towards input layer. And this is how the multilayer perceptron algorithm works. And if checks the accuracy, if satisfied, then the system is stopped. And if the accuracy doesn't satisfy the requirement, then the entire process goes back to step 1. So this is how a multilayer perceptron works theoretically. Now we are going to see a code on that algorithm. This is the code I'm going to discuss on multilayer perceptron, and I have used Python, and the environment I have used is Google Colaboratory. And here I have firstly imported some libraries. I have imported pandas as PD and NumPy as NP. And for the classification and training purposes, I have imported MLP classifier from Sklearn neural network and train test split package from Sklearn model selection. For models evaluation, I have imported classification report and confusion matrix from package from Sklearn matrices. Next, I have imported the data set. I have imported the data set, a banknote data, and read the data set in bnodes. And here the banknote data is available in Kaggle. And I have checked the data set and the attributes of the data set. We can check there is 5 attributes: var, skew, cart, and entropy, and class. And we are going to train and test the data on the basis of class. So we have checked the unique data in class. This is by bnode class.unique command, and the unique data in class is 0 and 1. So this would be a binary classification. And we have checked the shape of the data set by bnode.shape command, and we can see that the data in the data set has 1,372 identity and 5 attributes. And by bnode.describe include equal to all command, we have checked if there is any null value in the data set, or we need to entry any value in the dataset manually. We can see that there is no such values in the dataset. In the next window, we have created two dataset here. One contains the other 4 attributes, and the another dataset contains only the class attributes, because we need to train and test the data on the basis of class. So we have simply by drop function, we have simply dropped the class attribute from the dataset here, and we put it in X variable, and the class is in Y. So we have checked if our command is done successfully. We can see that for the first two rows, we can see that there is no class, and in other two, we can see that there is two data from class attributes. Next, we need to split the dataset. For splitting the dataset, we have used the train test split, and then we have defined the test size as 0.3. That means that our test size would be 30% of the dataset, and our training set would be 70% of the dataset. Then we have printed the shape of the training and test dataset. Here we can see that the training dataset have 960 identity of having 4 attributes, and the testing dataset have 412 identity and 4 attributes. As we have dropped the class from we have dropped the class attribute from the X train and X from X. Now we are going to train the model. For training the model, we have used AMLP classifier. The hidden layer, the size of the hidden layer is 3, and the size of the hidden layer is 2, and the node of the hidden layer is respectively 3 and 2. The max iteration is defined as 500, and the activation function is used as ReLU. ReLU means rectified linear unit. By AMLP.fit, we have fit the training data X-train, Y-train in the multilayer perceptron model. And then we have, after finishing 500 iteration of training, we have tested the data, and we can see there the prediction of the multilayer perceptron here. And after that, we have evaluated models, so we can see how the multilayer perceptron does for our banknote dataset. And from the confusion matrix, we can see that our case from the confusion matrix, we can see that it has correctly predicted 259 truly positive and 153 truly negative. So there is no values in false positive and false negative, so that our model has done good with the data set, and it has learned perfectly from the data set. And by printing the classification report, we are checking the precision recall, F1 score, and the accuracy of the model. We can see that for each zeros and ones, our precision is 1, recall is 1, F1 score is 1. And here the support for zeros, there are 259 zeros and 153 ones, of which have been perfectly classified, and the accuracy is 1 for 412 data chosen randomly from the data set, so that we can say that our model has predicted perfectly, and it has been trained perfectly, and it is compatible with the data set we have used. Thank you everyone for being with me till now. Assalamu alaikum.